Do you get annoyed when you have to write 100 plus lines of code to display GUI in Python Tkinter? Then this video is for you. In this video, we'll design our Python Tkinter GUI with application the easiest way possible, where you do not have to write code for GUI. Stay till the end. Hi, my name is Amit. Welcome to my channel. Remembering all the syntaxes just to display GUI and writing 100 plus lines of code bothers me. So I was looking for easy solution and I found one. That is what I'm going to share in this video. So the application I was talking about is this application. Here is the link. You will find the link in the description box. So when you download this application, it downloads the exe and we have to install it. So we'll go, I've already downloaded it and I'm going to start the installation now. I have installed this application at this particular location. You can install anywhere you want. You just need to confirm that we have all of these files at the installed location. Okay, now how can we start with this application? So first of all, we need to start with the PyCharm application or any Python interpreter, and you just need to open our this particular file, this file with the Python GUI. So I'm dragging it and I'm going to open this with my PyCharm application. So I've just opened it with my PyCharm application, and here is this what you'll find in this file. So we are not interested in what content it has, so don't worry about what is written over there. We need to start this and start designing our GUI. So how can we start designing GUI is you need to run this file. So how to run this file? You can right click on that file, and here is this option called run page. I mean like this application. So, or the shortcut is Ctrl Shift F10. So I'm going to run this application, and yes, beautiful. So it has opened me few of the windows. So the windows, let me explain what all these windows are. This is the main window where your application is going to be designed. So we need to design our application at this window. So here is all the widgets that you will find for the application. So we are going to do one by one, and here is the property window for all the widgets. Okay, so since we have not taken any of the widgets as of now, so these property window is nothing but for this particular window. And here is the level where it shows which widget levels of the widgets that we take on this particular canvas. If I say, so if I say this as a canvas, so we need to drag and drop whatever widgets that we want, and we'll start designing our GUI. So while designing, first of all, GUI, you need to have some clear clear picture of what GUI do you want to prepare, right? So I've prepared already in my mind. I'm going to work on the UART interface GUI for this video. So I have all the things in my mind. So I'm going to design the GUI. And here is a few applications that to store the application, open the application, and open the project. Okay, and to generate the code when we have done with designing, right? So this is an important application for us. So here I'm going to start with the design. So let us just resize it first according to your application, so that once you start designing, you cannot resize it. So it is better to check what size of GUI do you want, and you can start designing your accordingly. So I always prefer having a label for my GUI. So I'm going to take this label. You need to click here and just click that label over here, and you can drag this with your left click connected, and here I have this application. So if I double click on that widget, I could able to enter my value. So I'm going to design this for UART interface. Though I'm not going to write all the serial application serial commands in here. We'll stick only with the GUI part. Interface right, okay. And I want it in the center, so the anchor is the attribute where you need to mention it. I want it in the center. And let us make the color different. So here is this, okay. So here you have this background and anchor decides whether it is a center line, left, right, or whatever, right? So I have selected the background color as well, so that to differentiate between my label, right? So next I want 3 sections, wherein first of all I need to decide which port to select, which baud rate to select, and to open that UART connection, right? So here if you are not familiar with the UART application, just don't worry, we need a few options to start with our application. So that is my one section, and the second section would be where I will be displaying my received data. Third will be my section where I need to send the data. Okay, so 3 sections I would need, and let's get started designing this. I'm going to take this label frame. It becomes easy and systematic to display on our GUI. So I'm going to take this label frame, resize this frame as per your choice. So let's make it unique. I'm going to give name, just double click on this portion. Let's call this as setting. COM port setting. I am calling this window as this section as COM port setting. Okay. So wherein I need to have one button, I'm going to take that button. I also need to have list box, because here is where I'm going to list my COM ports. So let's take this as list box. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay. Yeah, if it doesn't works by double clicking on that particular widget, you can come here and you have this property called text. So here I need to type in what I want at this point, right? So I want it to be written as connect, so I'm making this as connect. So connect, right? So we'll work on the list box later on. Let's keep it this way. Next I need some check buttons. Okay, so I'm going to take this as check button. This is where I will check, I will decide what baud rate I want. Okay, just select and click here. So let's take few more. Okay, 4 is enough for us. I need to give some title over here because I may not get what this is for. So let's rearrange it a little. Take label and let me call this as baud rate. Okay, there is term called in UART communication baud rate. So this is what I am making this as, and if you are not familiar, you just get going. We have just taken few of the check boxes. Okay, so let's click and give name to it. Name is 4800. Next, let's make this as 9600. Let's not do anything here. Let's close, and next is 9600. Let's take this as 115200, and let's take this as 19200. Okay, so I've just given the text. I've just given the text property its value. So this is what it is. I am good with this. Now I need to take second section. My second section is receive. So let's give some space here, and this is called as receive. I just need here a text box. I have this text box. I'm going to take this as text box. Just expand this because whatever data I'm going to receive, I'm going to display in this particular box, in this box. Okay, let's take our third section. Let's take this as our third section, and here I need entry values, because here I'm going to enter some values. Okay, so let's take this as my entry point. Here is my another entry point. Now why do I want two options? Okay, first is to send one character and second is to send a string. Okay, so that's why I want two. So here I'm going to make this as send character. I'm going to send one character at a time with this window, with this option. Okay, here is this font. Let me make it some bigger. Okay, send character. So I could send the character, and I want one more button, and I'm going to send my other values with button. Let's get on the text property. Okay, send string. I have given the name as send string. Let's make its font even the same size, send string, right? If we want, we can make the font size equal. Okay, so I am happy with my design, and if you are not, you can go on adding whatever you want with the widgets, right? So I'm happy with this design. So let's move further and get our Python code generated with this. So first we need to save this application. So I'm going to save this application at this particular address. I have already decided where I need to save. So first we'll save this GUI in a GUI format. Okay, I mean, like, this application has its own format, so here we need to save it first. Done saving. Where it has saved? No, I want to be saved at particular location. So I'm going to take this this location, and I'm going to give this name. It has auto saved. Okay, right? Okay, so we need to give some name. UART interface. I have given some name, and it is going to save with extension .tcl. Okay, so I'm happy with it, and that is it. So if I want, I could recall this application back again. So that's a good point to store this application. Okay, now next let's get started with our code generation part. So here I go and click on this point, generate GUI. So it has generated me all the files, right? So I just need to click this button, save, and it is going to save my file into the project where we have already saved our project, right? Save, and here it is possibility to run as well, so you can click on run, but definitely it is going to give us an error, and the error is let's see what that error is. So there the error says no support module has been created and saved. So this application actually requires one more file called support file. So that can also be generated from this location, from this application. So but though we are going to generate it for now, for the time being, but we are not going to use it. So I click on this file, and it also gets saved. And if now I would be able to run my application. Now you could see I have run my application. So my application is in a running state, right? So I am happy with my design, and I've already also generated the codes. Next is we need to write a code for the functions that these buttons needs to perform, right? So we'll only work on those. Our GUI code is already been designed, so we need not to write any code to design a GUI, right? So that's an best part over here with this application. So if you like this GUI process, give it a thumbs up to this video. When you get into the folder where this application is saved, where you could see we have two files. Okay, one is our project file, and then next is support file. Now this application, the default generated code requires these two files, but we are going to modify this code, and we are going to use only one file. Okay, let's just first start our GUI with the code. So I am getting this file into my PyCharm. Okay, here it opens up, and again I need to run this file. So I'm going to run this with right click and run interface. Yes, so it is good to go. We have already designed, we have already got our entire code for this application. So you could see this is the by default code generated from the application that we have designed. As I was saying, we need not to worry about writing all of this code just to design an GUI. Isn't this interesting? So next we'll understand how this interface works. So first of all, I'm not going to explain anything about the support file, because we are not interested in using that file. So I'm going to just comment this out. Let's comment this out, and we are now going to start using our own GUI. So for GUI, we need to create a few variables and of Tkinter class, and we'll understand how can we run this GUI within this file itself, where we do not need this support file. Okay, so let's create few variables, global variables called let's give it a name as root, then GUI. We need few threading applications as well, so we are going to use this T1 T2 for threading. Okay, next is we'll create Tkinter class object, and we are now going to use this application GUI equal to, okay, top level is the class name for this generated function. Okay, so let me show you that. So if you see this class where our GUI is already where our actual GUI is there, so this has got this has created a class. So we are going to create a class variable below where we are going to pass this root function, this root value, so that it gets the location where it need to display the GUI, right? Okay, so we have already created that, and we need to run our GUI. So root dot main loop. So this is the function that actually runs our GUI. So for this application, we just need these few lines, and we are good to start and run this file. Yes, so we could see that we don't need this support file to run this. You just need to add these few lines, and it is easy to do this because the further editing will happen only in this file and not on the other file. That's what I prefer. So you can do the same, right? So next, my interest is that if I type anything here, it should get passed to this receive block, okay, as a character, and this should go away. This should get vanished. So this is what my interest is. You can have your own logic, and in this I'm expecting that if I write a string, like for example my name, and if I send string, it gets deleted from here and it appears in the receive block. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting, and this is what we are going to code. Next is here we need to have a few comports displayed so that I could select which comport I need to select. So we need to display some few comports over here. Then we need to decide which baud rate we need to select. So here, if you could see, if I keep on selecting it, also selects the other values as well. So this might create a confusion for our application which baud rate to select. And so first we'll concentrate on how can we convert these select points into individual ones. So if I click over here, this should get resetted. That is what my intention is. So let's get started with this. Let me close this application and let's get started with. So first of all, we need to go on to checkboxes. Okay, check buttons. So these are my check buttons, and in check button we have this property called command. Where do we have? Okay, so we don't have that command for it. So we are going to now create few functions. With that functions, we are actually what we are going to do is I'm going to select, let's say for example 4800. Okay, 4800, and as soon as I select 4800, others should get resetted. Okay, so here we have command called, now we are going to use this GUI. Now if you could see, we have already created a GUI variable over here. So we are now able to detect all of the internal classes, class functions, class methods within this, right? So here we have this check 52, check 50, 51. Actually it gives a name for those check boxes. So here I have this checkbox for 19200, this is 53. For 9600 it is 52. For 115200 is 51, and for 4800 it is 50. So 50, 51, 50, 51, 52 and 53. So this is how it is. So I'm going to take this as check 50. So check 50, and I want to get the values, okay, whether it is selected or not. So if it is selected, it is going to return me true. Okay, and if it is true, so what I'm going to do is GUI and check all the applications. I'm going to set this as 0. Okay, this is what we are going to do. So let's make it 52 and 53. So I'm happy with this, right? So if I select this, others are going to get resetted. I'm just going to copy this, and now my 52 9600 is my 52. This is 50, this is 51. Okay, so if I run this application, and if this is set, others are going to get resetted. So let's just do, and it is 115200, and 115200 is 51 as I know, and this is 50, 52. Others will get, and what is my 19200, and this is my 53. So this is 51, 52, 50, 51, 52, right? Now where are we going to use this function? We are going to use this function in a property called command for buttons. Okay, command for buttons. So I need one. I'm going to copy this line. So we have this command called attribute called command. Okay, command, and we are going to give some name, select 4800. Okay, so let's just copy this, and this is my button 2. Yes, so I'm good to go. Let's test this out and let's run our code. Okay, is not defined. So what name I have given already to the functions? Select and select. Okay, some spelling mistake over here. So do I have now my function? Yes. Okay, so let's run this now. Okay, so we have our function. So if I selected this, and if I want to select this, it should get resetted, and that is what is happening, right? So with this we could actually only do one setting at a time. Isn't this interesting, right? So we have played with our checkboxes. So at a time only one option is going to be selected, and that is what we are going to check when we are going to connect it, right? Okay, so for the second thing I need to display is I need to display few COM ports over here. List box, sorry, my mistake. So I need to make this as list boxes. So I'm interested in list box, and list box has this function called insert. List box has this function called insert. So where we need to insert at the end, and what we need to insert, that is COM 1 2 3. Let's run this and check this out. Right, so we have COM selected. So you could select this, and when you click on connect, now it will take data from the baud rate. Okay, data from, we need to select default, we need to default select this one, right? So we'll do that as well. We need to select this default, and let's keep this as 9600. We can do this in the main function. Okay, as soon as we create GUI, we will set this as 1. Okay, let's, so that we could have some by default baud rate selected. Yes, so we have got now by default baud rate selected. You just need to select the COM port and then connect. Okay, so we'll combine this data from this section and this, and then we'll connect it out. We'll keep this for some later video, but here we'll start playing with the data. Okay, so here I'm expecting that if I write value a, it should get deleted from here and it should appear at this point. Okay, so that's what I'm interested in. And if I write a string over here, now that string should get deleted from here when I press on this button, and it should appear here. So that's what my interest is now. Right, so let's get started with that. So here we need to have some function. So let's make this make a function. Let's make a function to send one character. Send character. We'll do this as a function, send character, and we'll see if this dot what is my entry point. I need to see which one is my number. We'll get knowing from here. So this is my entry 1, this is my entry 2. So entry box 1, entry box 2. So entry 1 is nothing but a entry 1 dot, okay, get, and if there is any data, if there is no data, it is not going to give me it is going to give me false value. And if there is data, so what we are going to do is send character, and in send character we are going to send data. So I need to get this value. So here I've created a value, and I need to get data from this entry box. So I get data. So I need to print this. I need to print this on the text box. Okay, and when I am going to call this function, so for that we need to use the threading. Okay, we have to import the threading library as well. Okay, import threading. So let's create a variable t1 equal to threading dot thread. So in threading we have this command called target, and we'll assign this function to target. Okay, and since it is in background activity, so daemon needs to be true. Okay, and we'll start this thread. Okay, we'll start this thread, but it has to happen before we start our application, so it has to be like this. So in send character, and we need to have this as a infinite loop as well, otherwise it will run once and it will get outside of this and it will not get back into it. So we need to have infinite loop here, true, and this has to happen within this true. Okay, so this is what it is going to happen. We have this insert function to insert the data. Okay, this one, insert function to insert data within this. And after inserting data, I also want to delete data from the entry box. Okay, entry 1. So what I'm going to do is let's use this time.sleep, and for let's say 0.5 seconds it will keep on displaying that, and next I'm interested in deleting it. So let's do it this way, entry 1 delete it, and where it should delete from, it should delete from 0 till end. Okay, it should delete from 0 till end. So I'm good to go. So as expected, I'm going to write my value in the character box, and it will get, let's try this out. I've written a character, and it is being deleted from here, and it gets received over here. So we need to do same for this, right? And if I click this has to go vanished from here. It should vanish from here, and it should appear over here. So that's what we are going to do this. And we have this command called button. We have this button, so we can use that button to call our function. So we need to have one more functions. I'm calling this as send string. Okay, send string, and it is going to send this string to our this, right? And after this it should get deleted as well. Okay, let's copy this code from here. Now I am interested in entry 2. Okay, this has to happen from entry 2. That's it. And we need to call this function. So I'm going to call this function on my button. So we have the property called command for the button. What happened? Okay, let's paste this here and give it a name, right? Yes. So this should serve our purpose. Let's try this out. Run. Yes. Yes, this is working. Let's test this out. This is also working. Now let's try this out. Right, and if I write, yes, so it is performing according to my expectation, so we are good to go. You will find a link in the description box for this code and also the link for the application to be downloaded, so please check that. If you are interested in knowing the further part of this video where I'll be connecting the serial port with this application, so here is the link for you to check that application, check that video. If you want PIC UART interface where I'll be connecting this application with the PIC controller, PIC microcontroller, so here is the link for you again. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and for more such videos, subscribe to my channel. I keep posting videos on weekly basis. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye, see you in the next one.